All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Demon Slayer, Season 1, Episode 15.
Okay.
All right, we had our boys all together, and just dealing with the fact that in a long rest, it takes 8 hours, so you could try to do some role-playing in between.
You can
that time.
indeed. And we know that Boy is Inosuke.
Yes,
with
indeed.
A very beautiful face.
Wonderful face.
Yes, I don't
but
know
maybe
why
not
I'm
so much
talking this
anymore because he pummeled his own forehead in so many times.
It'll
in his own
the
frustration.
swelling will go down eventually.
Hey, at least he didn't try thinking that much, so he didn't get any internal head injuries as well.
I think that was something where it's like, because that was swollen up so much, it's like, all right, I can't think too much right now. It hurts to do that.
I need to rest this.
Yeah, I need to rest this for what's important.
Mm-hmm.
But we also had a bit of a conflict, shall we say, between Zenitsu and Tanjiro.
Mm-hmm.
Because Zenitsu found out Tanjiro had been hiding this entire time.
An Emoto.
Not only was it a demon, but it was, yes, an Emoto. A very cute Emoto. And so, of course, that means Tanjiro must die. Yeah.
Yes. Tanjiro must die and be purged immediately.
Yes.
From this world.
Right.
Just hold on, because Zenitsu might have to eventually, sleep on this for a second.
Maybe. I am kind of waiting for Tanjiro to just do another, neck chop and he's unconscious. But, I mean, Zenitsu is pretty serious right now, so maybe Tanjiro wouldn't even be able to stop him.
Right. But once we finish this long rest, what's the next thing for our heroes? What's the next thing for our boys? Do we go on another mission? Do we split the party a little bit? Do we focus on maybe a little bit more of the backstory of any of the side boys, specifically Zenitsu or Inosuke? Do we have them? Well, yeah. Do we have them maybe kind of get into a little bit of understanding what's going on with Nezuko?
Sure.
Yeah. Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. Okay, well, we're in spider territory now.
We are indeed.
Lovely.
I feel like
we've got ourselves a family of spider people, type demons with like tentacle, spider thread powers. But the thing is that they seem to be kind of like almost uniquely human-esque. Like they seem more beautiful and aesthetically human pleasing rather than the monstrous demons that we've seen. So maybe they're actually ridiculously strong.
Probably. Given that they were able to take out all the other demon slayers so quickly. I will say though, as far as how terrifying spiders could be in this situation, oh man, it very quickly went into the, okay, we know what's going on and now we need to avoid it, as opposed to the horror aspect of who knows where the spiders are, the web slowly immobilizing them or something as they just sort of start collecting them on their bodies or something. Inosuke was able to just sort of shake the webs off, as opposed to this stuff isn't coming off. What do I do?
That would be terrifying.
That I feel like would be the true terror of a spider situation.
But we did get into the situation of they are outmatched.
Yes.
And they are kind of getting literally toyed with. So this is one member of the spider family, essentially, this demon family or what have you. If there are 5 of them...
Yeah, what would the others do?
Yeah, now, what is actually kind of interesting about this is that, are they actually a family that, Muzan at some point, turned all of them or what have you? Are they more just kind of the thing of where they have their own specific style of, demon blood art that they developed together, and then they naturally formed a community
because they all liked spiders or whatever,
or just because they all found each other agreeable, and demons can't kill each other. So the idea of a demon community for the sake of survival,
makes sense. Yeah.
And they had the Tsukishima Meruem voice acted one there, like the one that looked kind of younger, like looked kind of like the I'm the oldest son, you know, kind of thing there. And then they had the woman, the one that
voluptuous
manipulator, exactly doing all the stuff there. Whereas this one was kind of like, I'm just observing, and I won't let you disturb the bliss of the five of us living together.
But he didn't do anything to specifically attack them,
right? So, which is like, wait a minute. So is he just not worried about the fact that, you know, they're here? Is this mountain like so much their territory?
Maybe like
that.
I feel like
they're just not.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
cause maybe they're not super aggressive. Like, they just want to live in peace together on this mountain.
Well, in a lot of ways, like if you think about spiders, they're trappers, right? So,
right. Yeah.
So the idea of them being aggressive, that's probably not really their style, right? They have their territory, they have their traps set up, and then when things fall into their traps, they eat them. Right?
It's like, I'm sorry, you came here. It's like
exactly. It's in a lot of ways, it's fairly similar to the house, right?
With Kyogai. Sure, you're right. Now, this is the next evolution of that.
Right. Now, this is one that has at least drawn enough attention that, well, they sent in
a squad of 10 of them.
Yeah, a squad of 10 of them just right out the gate. So, okay, the Demon Slayer Association, you know, group, whatever, knows that this is serious.
The Demon Slayer Corps,
Demon Slayer Corps. Yeah. And now they're actually sending in Hashira.
Right. So which are like, if I remember correctly, they're one of like the top 3 ranks or something like that.
Something like that.
Because I'm trying to remember if there's 7 ranks or what have you, but there's a lot of
10
them.
ranks or
yeah, exactly. And Tanjiro's like bottom of the bottom, right now.
But they're sending in Gyu and this new character, Demon Slayer character Shinobu, which is like, okay,
I'm gonna go back and I'll take a look at the voice in a second, but like I'm pretty sure she's actually one of the girls from Monogatari.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like my mind already is going to that because the name's Shinobu, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But if I listen to her voice a couple more times, I'll probably be able to figure it out. But yeah,
we could probably look up just like the cast for this episode, you know, and figure it out.
I kind of want to avoid that just in case of
the
other characters.
But names. I recognize the voice too. I'm not exactly sure where, but I feel like I've heard her voice before.
Oh, we definitely have. Like her voice is one that I'm like, it's killing me that I don't know whose it is.
Gotcha.
But okay. But what's exciting about this is upping the stakes a lot because it's the regular Demon Slayer squad that gets decimated.
Yep.
And this is a very typical kind of structure for when you have we sent in a team, all of them are dead.
Right.
You, the main characters, are the reinforcements. But we also have, you know, kind of side characters that are coming in as big deal reinforcements, so it's your job to hold out until they get there.
Right.
That's exciting because we know then that, like, stuff can happen here to characters that aren't, you know, Tanjiro or Nezuko here.
Yeah.
And it can have, like, legitimate consequences. Now, I don't think, like, Zenitsu or Inosuke are going to die here or anything. I am noticing that they split the party already. And,
that is true.
And they've already set up that there are potentially at least 5 threats here. Which means that, I mean,
and we're
there's
bringing
only
in 2 more characters.
Right, but there's only 4 like real combatants that are here. There's Murata. That's the guy that survived, basically. His squad's being decimated. But I'm not really counting him.
And, right, so then there's Nezuko and then the
3 boys. Exactly. Yeah, right. So this is...
Yes. One of the things that I was actually kind of surprised by is that they really don't seem to be in a lot of danger yet in the immediate sense. Because since, you know, it's a trapper kind of approach... They know what the trap is, so you know, so they're pretty much okay. They need to keep making sure that they, you know, cut the threads of the other demon slayers that have been puppeteered, or just avoid them, you know, and make sure that they don't get wrapped up themselves. But
they're zombies. They move slowly,
right?
So
exactly. It's not like it's difficult to avoid them. Really.
Right.
They're competent. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Just don't roll nat ones or anything.
Yeah. Don't roll nat ones, and don't go to sleep. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, but you should be fine. Now Zenitsu does not know about this.
Yes.
So he could get wrapped up in it. No pun intended.
That's a good one.
But then there's also the idea that there are the others out there, right?
And we've only seen 2.
Right, and it could get a lot more complicated. But it's kind of surprising because, like, I always say tentacle powers are OP. Here we have tentacle powers, and they're being rather tame so far. Like,
well, yeah, I think that's what it is that they have no reason to engage the demon slayers directly.
Right, it's like, why risk their own...
Right, like the girl with all the threads that's manipulating them all right now, she's probably just the one on guard duty right now.
Sure, and she's probably doing this over the entire forest. Like,
well, I don't think there's other squads out there.
So. No, but like, I mean,
her spiders are out there watching
all over, probably.
Yeah, that's probably the case. At the very least, she's aware that this is the only threat that's going on right now, so all the spiders are coming at them from towards this specific area there. However, with the arrival of reinforcements from Tanjiro and the rest of them, this Tsukishima boy gave them a little bit of a
warning of sorts.
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird because, again, the idea that they're kicking off the first episode of this kind of section of the story here with really the only introduction being the one that's not attacking them, saying, I won't let you basically break the bonds of our family.
Right.
Which thematically reminds me of what happened with Tanjiro. Tanjiro had the bonds of his family broken, and yet the strongest bond in this show is between family, Nezuko, and Tanjiro.
Yep, that's right.
If this is kind of the thing of where that bond between Nezuko and Tanjiro will be tested, as if
sure,
that's a real danger here. Like, even if it's not that Nezuko or Tanjiro will be harmed in any dramatic way, it's that Nezuko might go crazy here. Like, Nezuko might actually need to go crazy here in order to survive.
Sure.
That's legitimately what I'm worried about as a consequence, is that it's not that Nezuko or Tanjiro or any of the boys will be actually harmed. I mean, they better not touch any of the birds. Like, don't you feel like you can just kill off tertiary bird sparrow characters or what have you?
I mean, they would be the first ones to go.
But Nezuko needing to unleash all of her demonic strength in order to actually live. Ooh,
right. I don't know, because
or just to protect the boys, actually, because she might not be able to be killed by the demons. Well, she can't actually. But the idea that because they're also capable of manipulating demon slayers,
right,
Nezuko could actually be in a little bit of danger.
Yes, because the swords could be used, and there you go. Yeah.
We had a lot of comedy in the beginning of the episode.
We did have a lot of comedy in the episode. The amount of times and combinations and ways that they did the characters chasing each other in a circle was rather impressive. I didn't know that they would be able to find that many different combinations. The whole idea of Inosuke being outside, just sort of like listening to all this ruckus happening, and then the nice old lady being like, here's some really, comfy clothes, and, would you like me to make you some tempura and all that stuff? And you can't see Inosuke's face, but you know that Inosuke is like blushing something fierce of just well, that, thanks, that'd be great, I like that a lot.
Yeah. And Inosuke having this personality that we're still kind of discovering a little bit, and that is that he doesn't really understand non-literal statements. Yes. He doesn't understand subtext, basically.
Right. He's a very tangible, physical kind of person. Yeah.
He probably wasn't educated much at all.
Well, certainly not in Demon Slayer Core Protocol, because he Well,
he nearly killed the little lady for sparking some.
Well, that too, but just his the way that he got into the Demon Slayer is a bit non-traditional, shall we say?
Right. Which is funny because then it's talking crap about Tanjiro being the one that
Yeah, no one joins the Demon Slayer
Corps for fun, and it's like,
well,
you realize Inosuke's like right there, right?
Yeah. Am I a joke to you?
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I really loved Nezuko's expressions when like when Zenitsu was like chasing after her, and she would just have like this look of just like, right. I feel like it was the equivalent of the Tanjiro disgust face, but for Nezuko,
right?
Which is great because
I think Nezuko's more like a little bit like worried.
But I feel
because in her mind they're all family. So
well, oh no.
Nezuko has the biggest family in the world. Why? For some reason, some of them are really attracted to her.
Yeah. Okay.
Why? We're family.
Yeah. No. That's just weird. Okay. If that's what they do, as for the reason of why, Zenitsu just absolutely could never ever have any shot with Nezuko, that would be hilarious.
Right. I need to explain this really quick for those of you that don't know. Yeah, I am arachnophobic. I am terribly scared of spiders. Mm-hmm. I have a problem, let's just say, with the 8-legged kind of
But hey, this
creatures.
wasn't JoJo's level bad.
That was horrifying.
Because with the way they did the setup for everything and that first person shot going through the forest,
thought it was going to be way worse.
I was like, oh man, I'm so excited, but Caleb, I'm sorry. This is going to be great, but.
Hopefully it doesn't get worse. But the problem is it probably will.
It probably will, but the thing is that I feel like...
Because we broke the tension.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like even if they go to reestablish it,
right,
it's something where the tension will be established from a point where you at least know what the tension is.
Yep.
Whereas the mystery is the worst part.
Yeah.
Right.
I have that broken now.
Right. It's the thing where you're going through in the first person perspective, and you're wondering if they're already crawling over Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop.
That's.
So there are two things that are very good about this.
Yeah.
One, the actual demons don't seem to be oh no, they're probably going to transform, aren't they? Oh,
I mean, they could, but
then I was like, they're not spiders. Then I was like, wait a minute.
But we haven't really seen demons. Well, okay, no, demons definitely transform.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, okay.
Crap.
All right, but hey, now you're ready for that. See, one of the reasons that I love this kind of thing, and I'm sorry, Caleb.
Dang it! I was it's gonna be okay. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait.
But one of the reasons that I love this kind of thing here is because, from a storytelling perspective, being able to induce that kind of tension and suspense and everything and keeping it high is one of the best things ever, right? Just from the perspective of your audience, because then, well, they're playing on your strings, right? You can make them dance, you can make them get scared when you want to, and all of that stuff. So oh, I'm sorry, bro, but I love this. I want more of that super creepy stuff where it's Tanjiro's first person perspective.
I like
and everything.
That. Yes,
that was really good.
Like, hear me out. What I'm saying is that yes, I have spider PTSD, but I love what they're doing within the actual context of the episode as an episode of Demon Slayer. This is really good. It's a thing of where I'm just letting you know, I'm not going to be looking at the screen sometimes if they just jump scare me with a spider all of a sudden.
But I will say, Caleb, won't that build up the cathartic,
smite them all kind of
exactly
thing?
yeah just torch the forest, burn it all down, cordon it off, nuke it from orbit, do everything you have to do to reduce it to a smoking crater.
I in some ways I actually am kind of hoping that okay, let's say they don't transform, all right? Let's just assume that doesn't happen. Let's assume that it's actually going to be a really wholesome little mini arc about
the spider family.
Yeah, it's about family and the fact that like they're coming under attack by people that have lost family. So the idea that Tanjiro will be able to uniquely understand their plight, as it's like, we're just trying to protect our family, and you bastards come in here with your swords, just killing us. What did we even do?
Sure.
And then, you know,
yeah, that's true, because we didn't actually see them attack non-demon slayers.
That's true. Also, here's the other crazy thing: the zombies. A lot of them are still alive.
That's true.
So what they actually might be doing is they're trying to just scare them off.
Sure, yeah.
Is just go away.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you think about it, since it doesn't matter whether they're alive or dead, and it's easy to cut the threads, ideally, if you were just wanting to go tactically, you would want to kill them all as soon as you have them immobilized, so that way they don't become a problem later.
So tactically, they've already made a huge mistake in that regard.
Right, exactly.
They've basically, like, they by their kindness, by not, oh no, they're spiders, oh no, of course they wouldn't kill them, no. Spiders don't kill their prey. They paralyze them, and suck their juices after they've been liquefied inside.
Well, and that's why it's like, hey, the fact that these are little ones, now granted the big ones could transform.
Yep.
But right now with the little ones, it's like you don't really need to worry about that as much. Like, like, if anything, like, the fact that they're doing the threads, that's less of a problem than if the spiders were just super venomous and bit them once they got onto them. Like, you know,
that's true.
Because then, like at the point when the spiders were crawling on Tanjiro, like, imagine if those had been, like, actually, like, really dangerous spiders, and then they both just were like, munch, you know, like let's just inject some of that venom into you, and then suddenly it's like, okay, well, you need to take care of your arm before it falls off, you know, like...
Well, that's the thing. I think that what they're already setting up here is that these spiders are not super into the kill you as fast as possible spiders. Because they're a community. They need to have a source of food. They need to
probably
have
a sustainable source
of food. Basically, you know, means of survival.
Yeah.
So they probably are trying to create a reputation of this mountain is you know, it's my island. You know, they stay here, and that this is our territory. Don't come in here, and we won't bother you.
They have a vat with all the liquefied people, and then they just sort of, you know...
That's why they said bliss. That's actually a good point. They probably have something that they've already worked out to where it's like, yeah, we've been living in bliss. It's already, like, pretty wonderful here.
I'm imagining, like, one of those, like, things where it's like you can drink a gallon of water in a day. Just, like, write the markings on the side of the thing.
All right, I will say though, just for cool factor, the idea that Inosuke has some form of top tremor sense, spatial awareness thing, where he has, I think it's his 7th beast breath form or what have you. I love that because it's not actually tremor sense. It's actually literally I'm getting a demonic vibe, you know, from Nezuko, the box over there. And it's like, that was actually a thing. That was him being like, yeah, my beast senses are tingling. And it's like, wait, but you're not actually a boar or anything.
Right.
So what are these beast senses? He's like, I was taught by a boar, you know? like I was raised by boars. You know?
If maybe if Tanjiro is smell and freaking
Zenitsu
is hearing, maybe then Inosuke is like feeling or something like that.
Yeah,
so he can,
he's physical feeling.
He can feel the wind and, like, you know, and like the vibrations within the ground, and that's, you know, how maybe that works or something along those lines.
I think it's actually breath. Think about it. If you had the ability to control breath in such a way, you could literally cast it out and then breathe it back in.
But that sounds like smell.
Well, no, I know, but if it's actual, like, breath, maybe it's actually like more taste, actually, then, if anything.
Sure.
Like, that's kind of the thing of what snakes do. They'll, you know, snakes test the wind with tasting it or what have you. So it might be just a combination of vibing. You know, he's vibing.
He's doing
but it does work that way, though, because that Nezuko is sight.
Wait.
Nezuko sees, basically, you know, humans as family.
Okay.
And you know, won't attack them in that regard there.
Gotcha.
So maybe they do all have the main senses or what have you. But anyway, we've got ourselves a side quest involving spiders. So joy to me. I'm going to go jump off that cliff over there somehow.
And actually, joy to me. I'm very excited to see how this goes. I hope it gets creepier. Because that intro, because okay, the whole idea of going around and slaying monsters and things like that, it's great, and we love these characters. As for the monsters, though, the last one was super creative. Kill Guy was super creative,
yeah, that's
right?
the most creative one so far, other than Muzan, even though Muzan wasn't really even explored
creative.
As
he's
much.
Just because we don't know much about him. He's interesting,
mystery,
right?
Yeah.
He's a high stakes, importance kind of demon, right?
Right.
But as far as going into another demon, how do we become invested, right?
Yeah.
And the idea of if there's a big group of them, that does make it a lot more interesting, and especially if they get into the family dynamic, because it does tie into the themes and whatnot. But the way that they introduced this problem as being something that needs to be taken seriously, when it on surface level could be seen as a repeat of past experience,
it
was done very well.
Yeah.
So I would love to see more of that.
Yeah. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion, where I'm probably going to be, the same mess that I'm in right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yep. I wrote a sci-fi novel. It's really cool. It's called Battle Lines, and it's on Amazon for purchase. If you're interested, link in the description below. In the US, it's hardback and ebook. Outside the US, it's just ebook, but it's still great. Go get it.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.